to anyone who's watching, potentially. Just thinking about the scrappy week that I've had so far. It's Thursday. I've had a really, really scrappy week. I just struggled a bit this week. I am still up around 3% though. 3 to 4, I think, 4. I've taken out some money from my account to pay myself, and my balance is back to 30,000. It was at 32.9 today. I took some money out to pay myself. And because I don't think I need more than 30k in there to make a living. Also, it keeps me from doing stupid things like taking a huge position size. So I have a kind of a maximum that I can trade, I think, of about $20 a point in the NASDAQ. Oh, I can't even trade that now because it would cost me, it would require a margin of 30,250. So I can't trade that much now. I'll just trade 10. So I usually, sometimes I deploy the full margin because that's what I have the money in there for. But I don't want to put in like more money in there or keep more money in there to encourage myself to take huge position sizes that I might not be ready for. Like it just sort of prevents sort of tilt errors and stuff, like hugely costly mistakes. This is sort of a fail-safe. If all my reason fails, I can't trade more than what I have in the account. Nasdaq's gap down about 300 points. Big sell-off here in the European session. And right now rallying about 150 points already from the low of the open. The opening range low, I think you call it. Let's see what the market presents me with today, what kind of a market environment it is. Turn on Tom Hugart's stream, see what he's doing. I'm not going to listen to him, but just maybe watch him occasionally. I'm usually looking at my other screen on my other screen, this one, because that one shows all the positions here, if I'm in a position, and I can do it quickly. I can take profit quickly and close it. But I'll occasionally flick to his Tom Hugart's stream to see what he's up to. See if I can, like if he's got 5 long positions and I'm short, I'm like, maybe I'm wrong about this short. Yeah. But I don't take any of his trades. I want to learn how to trade myself, be self-sufficient. Because I don't think you can be a trader. It's not. You're not a trader if you're copying other people's trades. You're just. What are you going to do when you need to make money and they're sleeping in for the session? You can't do anything. Just lose money. That's why I don't copy anyone's trade ever. I've never taken someone else's trade. I've traded based on someone else's strategy, but I've never taken a position because I saw someone else take it on a stream or something. The big bars here. Big bars. Just gone 11:30 at night here, and I'm based in Australia, so it's 11:30 at night for me when the US morning session opens. Got to make it work, even though it's late. Some kind of breakout attempt here above the this swing high on the pre-market. There's another swing high over here. A quick rejection of the breakout attempt. Strong looking rejection right now. Nasdaq is gap down around 1% from yesterday's close. So, yeah, 1.27%. A big gap down. Big gap down. Something's bearish about it. And considering the size of these bars, I'll reduce my size to a quarter, like $5 a point. Volatility is big. I usually wait for a few bars to complete before I decide what to do. So I haven't necessarily seen anything that I would trade. I thought about buying long up here, but usually I don't buy in the first few bars or sell, so I didn't take that, and it turns out it's a good idea I didn't, because there's a lot of sharp reversals, and I just know that from prior experience, my probability on the open, like right on the open, before a few bars here complete on the 5-minute chart, my probability is very, very low. So I don't like trading right on the open, because you can make a lot of points. It's very tempting to do stuff at the open here, because this is swinging up and down 150 points. But that means you can also lose 150 points very, very quickly before an amateur like me has time to react, or to realize that this is not going so well. And once you lose 150 points in the open, later on, when the volatility dies down, as it normally does, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to make back 150 points, because the market may just not move that much. So yeah. This is all great, fantastic for people who make money here. I'm sure the market does this to sort of, well, I'm sure the market does this because there are people waiting to execute orders quickly on the open. Like if they have an order for a client that they need to execute, they're just waiting for the open. But I think this snares a lot of newbies, potentially, like I was. And just wrecks them quickly by doing crazy things like this big bear bar here. Like you bought bar 1, before you know it, you're just already like stopped out, down 150 points. And you're hating life right now. You're really hating life, I think. Yeah. New low here. Some buyers trying to step in. Or possibly profit taking on shorts. Somebody who sold this high made themselves a lot of profit here quickly. So probably partial profit taking. Maybe there'll be more downside though after a pullback. So right now, a trading range open. Makes a new low and then quickly rallies. Like 70 points. 80 points. So something that looked very bearish, people are buying it. And something that looked bullish at the start, people sold it. So it's typical trading range open. Overlapping bars on the 5-minute chart. Oh, not quite actually. The big swings up and down, so I mean they are sort of overlapping. But for example, bar 2 and bar 3, there's a gap between the low of bar 2 and the high of this current bar. So let's see if that gap gets filled immediately. If it gets filled immediately, to me that's another sign of trading range behavior. Because a trending market leaves gaps open. Like here, if it's trending, it just leaves gaps open. It doesn't immediately retrace to the low of the prior bar. So that means strength by the bears. I'm going to attempt a short position here. not like how this bar went below the low of the prior bar and then immediately went up. Do not like that at all. I was just gonna say I'm gonna close half the position, but it was just too quick for me. Excuse me. Try the short again. Excuse me. I'm seeing what I think are attempts at trend resumption to the downside. But if this doesn't work, I'm going to have to rethink what it is that I think I'm in here. If this is actually the beginnings of a bear trend, or if it's a trading range. this to me was the first attempt at trend resumption. This one is the second in my reading of the market. The second 15-minute bar closes in 3 minutes. It'll be interesting to see how that closes. Just looking bad at the moment. I was hoping for another leg down from the bears. That's really bad for me now. I have a chance here to get out break even, but I won't. Which could be a mistake, obviously. What I'm actually thinking about is adding if I start seeing more bearish price action. seeing it yet. I think I will add on here. Just bringing my other stop loss down to reduce my risk a fair bit. I'm now short $10 a point, which is not a small size for me. It's like decent size. Okay, I'm just going to take some profit here. So I would have liked, excuse me, for me to be completely happy with this trade. I would have liked to have seen the Nasdaq falling a little bit faster. I am seeing what I think are sell signals. In other words, a spike down, a pullback, a low one short there, which failed. I took a loss. And then another attempt at trend resumption, a low two short. But then it started pulling back against me immediately. And then I saw what I thought was another sell signal here, a low three short, coming virtually at the same price as a low two short. A third attempt at trend resumption, which I thought, yeah, that, I feel like that, I would have liked to have seen it falling faster. I was in a good position though, very good position. I could have done something with my stop loss, like break even, stick it right in between the two positions at break even, net break even. It's okay. So, I took a loss of 170 on my first trade, and that particular trade netted me about, I don't even know. Oops, not that much. Oops, yeah, about 336. So I'm up a little bit. I feel like I could have held. I was very confident. Could have held for a bit more, at least, to the new low, to the prior low. Yeah, maybe even more. what's the DAX doing? The DAX had a big sell-off and then seems to have recovered, so it rallied from right there and then a huge sell-off. It's been doing this, but it's now trading near the high in the upper third of this trading range thing. US tech making new lows, going below the low of the Globex session. Fuck. Should have stayed, I think. I think overall, like, I'm pretty happy with my first attempt here, because sometimes the market moves so quickly that if you don't take this first attempt, like, you have to decide, am I risk on or risk off? Do I think this is a bear trend or no? If you have some reason to think that it isn't, then you don't take the trade. But that means that, like, sometimes if you wait for more information, the market comes down here and you're just like, oh, I can't sell now because it's too low to sell. It's going to pull back. If you miss this low one short, if you're not ready to be risk on, you're going to have to sell a lot lower. And then I decided to take it, got stopped out up here, which, you know, if this keeps rallying, why would I be in that trade? I'm just want to get stopped out there. I don't care. But then another sell signal. I decided to take that one, hoping that it accelerates down quickly. But then it started pulling back against me. And my confidence grew when I saw this. A third sell signal then. I'm just like, yep, I'm adding on to that one. Yeah. I'm quite happy I took that low one short, even though it didn't. It resulted in a loss, essentially, but it's okay. Good thing is, when I had a profitable trade, I held it for longer than my loss. It's pretty much all I'm looking for. If I hold a winning trade for longer than I do a loss, even if I'm flipping a coin, I'll be okay. Even if my hit rate is 50-50, I'll be okay. I think my hit rate usually is a little bit more than 50-50. I'm really not quite sure what to make of this open now, because if I look at the 15-minute chart on the left, it's a trading range. It's overlapping bars with huge tails. So what that means to me is stuff that looked really bullish at one point just got sold into, and stuff that looked really bearish once got bought. So trading range. When I see this kind of thing, when I'm not seeing bars like this, a big bear bar opening up here, everybody agreed it's going lower, and it got follow through. But when I'm seeing bars with huge tails, I'm just like, there is no agreement there. It's a trading range. And I think a trading range reduces my probability drastically. So I'm reluctant to trade this kind of stuff. So, yeah. It's tough. It's tough. You can still get trends within a trading range. Like you could have a 15-minute trading range, but there's trending bars here on the 2-minute chart that you can scalp. But I'm just a little bit wary of this kind of behavior, typically. So when I see it, I try to sort of hold back a little bit and see if it does actually break out somewhere and start trending in some way. I find the Dow is notorious for this kind of thing. The Dow is so notorious. I mean, it's trending now when I say that, but a lot of the times I see the Dow and it's doing something like this. Like, look at this shit. It just goes up a little bit, then comes back below that bar, and then goes up above that bar, and then principal bar, and goes back below all the lows, and then comes back up above the highs here, just by a tick. Look at how the Dow does this. The Dow is notorious for this kind of crap, which is why I don't like trading it. Look at how the Dow does this. It just, if you sold anything here, put your stop above there, you just got ticked out. You just got hit by a tick. And that's why I don't like overlapping bars with big tails, because I know what it's doing. I've seen it. I've been watching it for 2.5 years, the Dow. And I've said I don't want to trade the fucking Dow because of this shit. The amount of times I've been stopped out like this in the Dow is just, I can't even count. I don't even want to think about it. I'm sure all markets do this, but I find the Dow is just so perfect at hunting stops. Like the computers that are trading the Dow are just insane. They just stop you out so perfectly. It's unreal. It's unreal. And if you ever think that things that happen in the markets are random, if you ever think that things happening in the market are random, just look at the behavior of the Dow here. What I just showed. Look at this. It is so precise. Every single tick is so precise. Precisely made by these computers that you better fucking have an edge. You better be a good read of price action if you're going to play this game. Like, yeah. If this thing is chopping you up here, you need to stop trading, I think. I'll come back in an hour or two or something. Yeah. Because you could sit there for 3 hours and get chopped up, which has actually happened to me in the DAX. It was like in the first few months of trading for me. And I just remember sitting there one day in the DAX. I was living in Europe for 6 months. And I remember I sat down at the computer at like 9 a.m. And I swear I was trading until like 1 or 2 p.m. And I took like 15, 20 losses. I'm just sitting there thinking, why can't I just get lucky once? You know? Why can't I just get lucky one time? How is this possible? And then I zoomed out on the 60-minute chart. It's crazy. Zoomed out on the 60-minute chart and I saw basically this. Like something like this here. Where it's just like it's not moving at all. It's just a trading range. That was so stupid. I remember thinking, fuck, I was like zoomed in on the 1 minute time frame. And I just didn't notice that for 4 hours it was just doing this. Insane. Okay, so now it did print a large bull bar closing on its high on the 15-minute chart, which is something for the bulls. It's a second consecutive bull bar. But it is not a trend bar in that if I'm looking at trend bars, I think they need to have higher lows, higher highs, and higher closes. This thing has a higher close than this one, but it doesn't have a higher high. In fact, it's got a lower low. So that to me is not really trending, because two factors of those things that I mentioned are not trending, and one factor, which is the close, is trending. But on the other hand, that bar is a reversal bar. In a way, it's a bullish hammer. People call it a bullish hammer. It went down and bulls really made a strong statement by closing it on its high. They reversed it quickly and presumably trapped any bears below the low of the day into a position now that's losing. And they're wondering what to do, possibly feeling some pressure to buy back their shorts, and it could go higher, yeah. But I don't think that it's insanely strong from the bulls. Like if the bulls were strong here, they'd be up here. They'd be way above the high of the day already. Yeah. I'm just looking at Tom Hougart's strategy, which is it's called a school run, and he trades at where he shorts below the second 15-minute bar and buys long above it. So I'm just looking at if his buy signal has been activated, and it hasn't. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's actually short the Nasdaq. Yeah, he's short the Nasdaq. Wait, no, he's short the DAX. I just like to look at what he's doing because it helps me to it helped me. I've been watching him for 2.5 years, as long as I've been trading, and a lot of the times it helps me orientate myself. If he is short and losing big, I'm thinking he's probably like the typical trader who's been trapped, and I should get long to put because him and other traders who are in the same position as him are going to be feeling under pressure to cover shorts, which when they become buyers, it's going to send the market even higher. So sometimes it helps me do the opposite by watching him. And sometimes I actually take completely the opposite position in the same instant that he takes a position. And a lot of times I've turned out to be right, and he's turned out to be wrong. But there has been occasions where I have taken a long and he's taken a short, and we're both losing. That was weird. Like, he sold a low and I bought a push up and he was losing. And then the market went back in the middle of our two positions and we were both losing. I'm just like, how fucking hard is this? How hard can this be? Even though two people are on the opposite side of the market, they're both losing. Yeah. Sometimes trading feels really hard, man. And unforgiving. It's just so brutal sometimes. I used to be a paramedic, and I feel like that's more brutal because here you're losing money, but in ambulance, your risks are different. You're risking crashing and killing yourself, driving lights and sirens through red lights. You're risking breaking your back and your neck and your shoulders and your knees when you're dragging. Usually all the people that you deal with, they're not young, fit, healthy people who don't weigh a ton. They're usually old, overweight, obese people who have really poor health. And you're dragging a guy that's stroking out on the second floor. You have to drag him down the stairs, and you're basically risking your physical health. So I think that's more brutal than the markets. And if the way I started to think about risk taking in markets versus risk taking in a job like what I used to do. See, if I take a loss here, right, which I did, I lost $172, okay, and then I take another position and I make it back and I make more than what I lost. It is literally as if I never lost this money at all. Because my account balance is the same. It is literally like I never took a loss. Whereas if I'm risking my body in a job like ambulance, and I'm driving to a job, say a chest pain, and I'm driving lights and sirens through a busy intersection, and a guy comes screaming through doing 80, 90 kilometers an hour, doesn't see my ambulance, doesn't stop, and decides to crash into me, and my partner and I become paraplegics, I am never going back to normal. And I'm doing that 5 to 10 times a day, driving to jobs, lights and sirens. Or even if I have an accident where I just dislocate my shoulder, I know for a fact from having these kinds of injuries before that even once you heal up, your shoulder will never ever be the same. It'll probably have arthritis in it. So in the markets, if I lose money, I can make it back and it will be exactly as if I never lost it. The consequences are not like you can lose a lot of money. But if you're able to trade and if you make the money back, it is as if you've never lost it. But if you injure yourself doing some dangerous job, your body will probably never be the same. Like if you have a serious injury, a workplace injury, like the tons of injuries that I've been to as a paramedic in factories, on construction sites. I've been to people were cutting down trees, have cut their hands with a chainsaw and required plastic surgery, and their hand is never the same again. It doesn't look the same because a chainsaw doesn't cut clean. It rips your arm. It's like a chop. It's like basically it minces your arm. I've seen people who've fallen into machines in factories. Actually, one super tragic job that I went to was a girl who fell into a machine at work and sustained a head injury. And I just remember she was like 19 years old, man. I was so devastated. She's like 19 years old, and she was, going to work to make a bit of money. And poor thing, for whatever, amount of money, like $35 an hour, 40 bucks an hour, you're risking your life just to make like fucking 40 bucks an hour, which you can go to McDonald's twice for that, and you're risking your life and you sustain a head injury. Man, some of these jobs that I went to are so tragic. It's fucking sad. I swear to God, I used to feel something more than sad for people who sustained workplace injuries all the time. Like, that was just so fucking annoying to me. I was just like, I hope fucking WorkSafe comes in here and fucking closes the business down, because this is disgusting. You should not have to injure yourself for a fucking job. It's just the most tragic thing to me. And usually it's the poorest people who are doing the most dangerous jobs. Like this girl working in a factory. Poor thing. And she's doing like a manual labor, machine operator, process worker kind of job. I just felt so fucking horrible after that job, man. Yeah, I used to document everything really accurately in my paperwork after the job. Like, how they fell into the machine and all this, in case it goes to court, so that the person who was injured has all the information available to them and their lawyer, so that they can get compensated for their workplace injury. Because these fucking companies, man, they do not give a shit about workers, man. They do not care if you get injured and you're fucking vegetative state for the rest of your life, drinking through a straw. They do not give a shit. They should get absolutely hammered by WorkSafe. I've been to other people in factories who've like lost a finger or a hand. Yeah, that was bad too, even though it's not as severe as that poor girl who had a brain injury. Yeah, that was fucking bad too. Yeah, it used to shit me to tears when I saw that stuff. I don't really usually get annoyed at many things. Like, I've met many people who say, oh, I've got a bugbear about this, I've got a bugbear about that. I'm just like, why the fuck do you bother having a bugbear about things, you know? Why don't you just relax? But that stuff, the workplace injury stuff, used to fucking shit me. Yeah. Because it usually affects everyone, but the dangerous jobs, like this factory process work kind of shit, is usually the type of work that the people who are the most vulnerable and desperate, they have to be at the factory because they are struggling to put food on the table for their family. So they're really sacrificing a lot. If anyone ever watches this video and tells you that you don't need a union, you're a fucking idiot if you believe them. You're a fucking dumb cunt if you believe that. And you should remember that for the rest of your life, that you're a dumb cunt if you think that you don't need unions and that you should have, in air quotes, the right to negotiate your own pay. You're an idiot. You need unions at workplaces like that. I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore here. I've lost focus. I started talking about work. So it went below the Globex low. And now it's looking like it's going to go make a new high. Fucking trading range here, man. Low probability in my view. Look, a big bull bar closing on its high on the 10-minute chart. This is a proper trading range now. I'm thinking low probability. Could have scalped something in here. Probably. I actually gave a thought to buying this bar here. But then I thought, no. Because it was a wedge. 1, 2, 3. Wedge bottom. Breakout. 2 legs up. 1 leg. Pull back. 2 legs. A lot of times these wedge patterns get reversals. 2-legged corrections. But I'm not sure if where it could go, where it could be a target. I mean, obviously at the high of the day, but I think the market works more in measured moves. So measured move of what? That's a shocking looking buy signal bar. It's a bear bar. So I don't know why you would buy that bar. If this is a buy signal bar, you put your stop loss below the low of the day. If you buy the close of that bar, you're looking for it to go up here to make a 1-to-1. It's not doing that yet. So maybe that could be a target. I'll get rid of this fucking line. What is this? I think it was the low of last week or something. So you'd be looking for a measured move up there. A 1-to-1. So maybe it'll go up there. Yeah, possible. But if it starts reversing down and starts making new lows again, I imagine it would be much more likely that it makes a measured move down as opposed to up. So now, there has been a bear bar here. It'll be interesting to see what happens if this were to close a bear bar, because that would be two consecutive bear bars and a lower high. I think consecutive things are the things that bears look to sell, and consecutive bull bars are things that bulls look to buy. So imagine if it were to close some kind of strongish looking bear bar, there could be more downside here. This bar here, I think that was a bull surprise, catching many bears off guard, causing them to panic out and cover shorts, and it goes for another leg up. Because that's a really surprising bar. Look, down, sideways, 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 down, down, ding. That is very surprising. That is a shocker. That's a shocking looking bar. Could be on for a bit of down here. Unless I'm totally misreading this. I suppose it depends how it closes this bar in like 40 seconds. Yeah, I could be misreading it entirely. There was a number coming out today in America. I think it was like unemployment or something. I didn't actually pay attention to that. But I do look at the news. At the start of the week, I look at the whole week to see how busy the week is going to be with regards to news. Yeah, there it is. I know. Oh yeah. So unemployment claims. It was an orange folder, so medium impact news, and the unemployment claims appear to have increased in America. The number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. So it's a lot higher than expected, apparently. Interesting. the markets to sell off. Like heavily. I'm gonna go for a skate tomorrow. I usually go Friday and Sunday. Down at Docklands. There's a really good ice rink. I bought a pair of skates, man. So good. Oh my god, they fit me so perfect. Fuck. They're like a 4-year-old model, but they were half price because they're an older model, but they're brand new. So they were $1,500, but I got them $750 because they're on clearance. Yo, they look sick. They look so sick. CCMs. I went in there looking for a different skate, and the guy looked at my foot and he's like, "Wow, I can pretty much look at someone's foot and tell them what's going to be good for them. So I reckon you should try these instead." And I tried them, and they fit great. I'm like, oh, I'd still like to try the other ones, and I tried them, and they were shit. So he was so experienced. Said he's been working in the skate shop for like 5 years, and he's so experienced that he just looks at your foot and goes, "Yep, this is what you need." And he saved me fucking $250 because I was gonna get the ones that cost $1,000 because I thought, based on reviews, I thought they would suit me, but they didn't. But this guy, he's like, nah. I was a little bit undecided still because I really liked the look of the other ones as well. They were just all black. But he's like, no, if you're saying this is better, don't waste the money. Just go for this. Like, these are sick. Yeah, he was a good guy. He's a good guy, that guy. Man, they're so good. They fit me so good. They're like a cloud. No, like a pillow, I mean. It's like putting your foot in a pillow. I'm starting to get ideas about shorting this because this is I feel like there's a potential for this to sell off if it's not making a measured move up. 3 consecutive bear bars now on the 5 minute. That's the 15 minute on the left. So I feel as though if it dips below this current, the last bear bar here, there could be buyers showing up below prior bar low, buying a pullback. Maybe I should just wait and see a bit more information because I think I have to respect the fact that there was 3 bull bars. That is showing some pretty consistent buying pressure. Yeah, I think so. Pretty strong buying pressure there. 3 bull bars. And I think the 30-minute chart closed on its high, yeah. There you go. So the first hour of trading was a big bull bar with a small tail on the top. I suppose it would be a good idea to see some more bearish price action before I try to short something. And if it doesn't come, then I'm not going to short it. So a lot of these things are discretionary for me, based, I think, on my intuition, which is based on my watching opens for 2.5 years every single day. I don't think that the Bulls have shown the strength that they could have shown up to this point. Like, I think my little nephew's crying. I'm gonna go and have a look. man, my little nephew has fever again. Fuck. Poor guy. We don't really know what's causing it. He had a cold, but I'm over it. Everyone else is over it. I don't think it's that. I think he's over it. I think it could be maybe an ear infection, because his left ear's a bit red. Gave him some Panadol and a bottle. Yeah. It is an hour and a half into the trading session for me. I'm wondering whether I'm supposed to stop now. A huge bull breakout here. Good thing I didn't short anything here. I think that was the right decision. I suppose if I saw 3 consecutive bull bars like this breakout, could have bought something long, I think. Maybe like that. Decent little spike here. Spike up. Yesterday's low up here. Possible target now that that measured move was reached that I marked earlier. Possibly yesterday's close. Although that is another 200 points away. Oh. I'm feeling a bit sleepy now. I should probably go to bed. Try and get a good sleep. And close out the week tomorrow as best as I can. I think today's about a 1% day. Scrappy as fuck this week. So scrappy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop. Okay.